Jared, PolinFronosPhoto.com, and this is what I'm taking on safari to Kenya in 2024. Now I say 2024 because last year I went to Kenya as well, and I took a lot of gear and learned a lot of stuff and got a lot of feedback about what I took and why people thought I was taking the wrong things, and I'm here to tell you they were wrong. What were they wrong about? Well, people said I needed to have a 600mm f4 to travel with, because if I didn't, I was doing it wrong, and guess what? They were completely wrong. I got great shots with what I took, and I am not taking a 600 this year. Now, as you could tell, my voice isn't perfect right now, and I'm a little under the weather, but we are going away in the next couple of days, and I want to go through what I'm taking and why you see so many bodies and lenses here, which is more than last year. The reason is I have friends going with me this time, and they're not photographers, and I forbade them from using cell phones on safari. I said, you are not allowed to use a cell phone to take pictures on safaris. I'm gonna teach you how to take pictures. And for the last 5 months, I gave them Canon cameras, and they've been doing a great job, and now they're getting an upgrade for going on the trip. But this is everything that I am taking, and with a little help from my friends, they get to take some of this stuff as well. So before I get to the gear that I'm taking, let me show you the clothes. This is my clothes. This is the amazing setup that I wear. Yes, these are what I call my Africa pants. These make my butt look really good. These are called Prana. I got these at REI. This is a Patagonia shirt, long sleeve. You can roll them up. Buttons, great for being out on safari. So yeah, Steven, zoom in. Looks good, right? Right there. You have to have a good butt for going on safari in Kenya, because you spend a lot of time in the Land Cruisers, more time sitting on your tuchus than anything else. 8-9 hours a day we spent sitting there. But anyway, last year I took way too much in terms of clothes. I had too many extra things, and I'm like, I don't need it. I have 2 of these button-down shirts. I have 2 of these pants. I've got all purple I Shoot Raw shirts. I'm only taking like 6 shirts for 10, 11 days. Why? Because you can reuse them. Ew. It's not an ew. It's like it's not that big of a deal. We're in the bush. I get to shower. It's fine. So these are ThinkTank bags that have my clothes in them, and that is going to be what I pack away. I also like to travel with snacks. These are my Scratch nutrition bars. So these are for when I need to get 260 extra calories, because I lost 12 pounds last year in 12 days on safari because I wasn't eating as much, and also there's no sugar to be found anywhere. So Scratch bars, I've got 2 different types of Scratch nutrition electrolytes. I've got regular electrolytes, and then I've got electrolytes with a little bit of sugar and some carbs if it's extra hot or I'm doing some extra movement. Those are my snacks, which are good. Oh, speaking of snacks, I got my nuts here from nuts.com. That's right, this video is not brought to you by nuts.com, but this is where I buy my nuts. These are some mixed nuts that I'll have on the plane as well as when I am out on safari. A really important thing for me is protein. So this is the protein that I use. It's from a company called MRM. You can actually get this on Amazon now. It's egg white protein. It's not whey protein. I feel great. I've been drinking this stuff for a couple of years now, and I love it. They have a smaller tub, which is perfect because it can fit inside of the lens hood from the 100 to 300 2.8, and it fits there perfectly and will go in my checked bag. And of course, you need to have a mixer when you are drinking your protein. But now let's move on to the gear. A lot's changed since last year. Last year, the A9 III was brand new and still pre-production. Now, I have a production A9 III that I'm gonna throw in the bag with me. All of these have come out since last year. We've got the A1 II, which is going with me. We've got the R1 and the R5 Mark II as well. You also see 2 R3s. I will not be using R3s. My friends that I've been teaching will be getting R3s to shoot with, so they're gonna be using the best of the best with Honor Sir. Well, used to be the best of the best with Honor Sir while we're out there. So why am I taking 2 different setups? The answer is simple. The R1, the R5 Mark II just came out. The A1 II just came out. It's a great opportunity to get real world reviews and real world footage so that I can tell you how the cameras actually work in the real world. That makes a couple of things difficult. One, you see that I have two 400 2.8s here, a Canon RF 400 2.8 and the Sony 400 2.8. It's a lot of stuff to take, but thankfully my friends get to get a backpack with some extra gear, which helps me get on the plane and make it easier for traveling. But I will choose to shoot Sony on one occasion, and then I will choose to shoot Canon on the other, so I have a good mix to do the reviews. The 100 to 300 2.8 was fantastic on Safari last year. When you look at the breakdown of my images in Lightroom last year, two lenses stand out, 400 2.8 and 100 to 300. The keeper rate for the 400 was higher, but these two lenses you could basically do everything with. I also took a 24 to 105 2.8 last year from Canon because it just came out. Not taking that this time. The reason I'm not taking it, it's too big. I don't need it. I've got a 100 to 300. I've got a 400 2.8. No 70 to 200 needed at all because the 100 to 300 basically covers that range. I think the R1 is going to go on the 400 and the R5 Mark II on the 100 to 300. The less you have to crop, the better off you're going to be. I don't care if you got 50 megapixels and you want to crop all day. I just don't think you need to go into things with the mentality of, I'm going to crop, whatever. Now, these are important. 100 to 500s. I have two of these. This is what my friends are getting. They're getting an R3 and a 100 to 500, and that will cover everything and anything. I'm also taking the 28 to 70 f2 because that is a fantastic lens. You never know when it's going to come in handy, and that faster glass is going to be fantastic out there. 85 1.2, I got one of the best pictures of the entire Safari with the 85 1.2. This was when I hung the camera outside, upside down, to capture the elephant with Kilimanjaro in the background. So that's why the 85 1.2 goes. And a lens that I didn't use very much is a 10 to 20 f4. That's going because when we're on the airplanes or in tighter quarters, I want to be able to have something wider. So of course I have all of the chargers and all of the extra batteries that go with the Canons and go with the Sonys just so that we can keep them powered up and juiced. Other cameras that are going to come in handy, I've got basically every Insta360 camera going with me. We've got the Ace Pro 2, which is over there on the other side of the table. That's brand new, and I will be doing a product showcase of that one on Safari in Kenya. And last year, I had the Ace Pro 1, which we took out there and got great results with. Other things that we have from Insta360, I took the 360 camera, this one. This is the new one, the X4. I'm taking both of those just to get some extra footage. But one of my favorite ones is right here. This is the Insta360 Go 3. This is the one that goes right onto my forehead. So yes, I actually have a Waffle House visor. It is Waffle House. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see Waffle House there, Steven? Yep, we got the Waffle House visor, and I put the clip on and I put this in my forehead so you can see my perspective. That is fun to have, and along with the other Insta360 stuff, it comes in handy. Also, remotes. Just in case I want to wirelessly remotely trigger the R1 or the R5 Mark II, I have two of these because last year my buddy Matt, he lost his remote. It popped out of the vehicle because he left it on one of the seats, and as it bumped, it just disappeared and he lost his remote.
Let me jump in here real quick because I want to show you this photo taken with the 24 to 105 and edited with FroPak 4, starting with Blue's Clues, followed by C41. We've got Coppertone, DeLorean, High C, Kaleidoscope, Mel Brooks, Saltwater Taffy, Thick with 3 C's, Tintype, and Wet Hot American Summer. But my all-time favorite from FroPak 1, Skittles. Boom. Look how good that looks. So look, if you want to speed up your raw workflow, give yourself a great starting point, or you're just tired of other people's presets sucking, ours don't suck. We created 14 all-new custom Lightroom presets that you can check out right now at froknosphoto.com/FroPak4. While you're over there, you can play with the sliders to see the befores and the afters. And if you decide to pick them up right now, they are currently on sale. Or if you want to save even more and get the Grand Slam bundle, which includes Skittles from FroPak 1, you get FroPak 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you save even more. Now, let's get back to the video.
Some of the most important things you need to bring are card readers. I've got these ProGrade card readers. These are Thunderbolt 4 card readers. This one is the CF Express B card reader. This is a CF Express A card reader. This is a micro SD and an SD card reader. These all come in handy because they're all USB-C and they're super lightning fast. I might take an extra CF Express B just in case something happens to this, but I don't think that's gonna happen. New that I didn't have last year is this ProGrade Digital 8TB SSD. I will be using this because this is a super blazingly fast SSD external storage with 8 terabytes that doesn't lose speed. It doesn't get throttled. It stays super fast. They sent me this to take out there. That's one of the backup methods I will be using. I also have 2 terabyte, 4 terabyte Samsung externals, and I still have 4 terabyte SanDisk Extreme Pro externals. I don't rely on these as much as this, but I want to have as many backups as possible because you spend all this money to go on a trip. The last thing you want to have happen is you lose everything. Power bricks, I have this Anker 100-watt power brick, and we can't forget memory cards. I mean, I've got so many ProGrade, mostly ProGrade digital cards, CF Express B taking for myself as well as my friends, as well as the CF Express A's that will go in the Sonys, and I have some micro SD hidden in there as well. But those cards are super important, and they're all in these ThinkTank zipper pixel pocket rockets, so they hopefully don't slip out. This year new, we've got Apple Vision Pro, so when I'm sitting in first class, I will have the ability to just sit there and lay down flat and watch whatever I want in my Apple Vision Pro, which is kind of amazing when you use it, but it's also one of the products that I haven't used for like 3 to 4 months at a time, because if I'm not flying long distances, I'm not taking it. But I am taking it for this one. We've got power adapters. We've got the new Sony USB-C dual battery charger is very important. Rocket Air, Ace Pro 2, as I mentioned. I have a Atomos Ninja 5. This is to record my electronic viewfinder so I can use it for the reviews. And of course, we have the Insta360, the longest selfie stick in the world, because you have to get dung beetle video, but it also helps for poking Steven from a distance. I'm so funny. Anyway, we got that. We have the shorter version right there. I have the this thing that unfolds for my Insta360 as well for the Ace Pro review. Oh, and one of the most important things going on the trip are the pink pills. If you know, you know. I needed a pink pill last year. I was the one who needed it. It saved me tremendously. Just think of it as extra strength Imodium, and it really will zap you. What they say is if it's just like a 24-hour thing, it will work. If it's a virus, you're kind of screwed and you have to let it go through your system. So luckily, I was perfectly fine. A clamp, this thing came in handy last year for my 360 cameras. I got a bunch of these. These are great to have, and that's a lot of the gear. But how do I get it there? There are weight limits and weight restrictions. Like 60 pounds is the weight for your backpack. We can get probably 65. But also when we're flying on those small planes, we've already accounted for extra weight by paying for a freight seat. So instead of having one seat, I have technically two, and that's because I travel with extra baggage. And that allows you to get all of your gear with you. You pay that extra money up front, so you don't have to worry that you will have too much gear and have to leave something behind on those little Air Kenya planes, which are very small. So this is the bag that I travel with that I will check. This is a Patagonia 55L Black Hole. This was packed to the gills last year. Not gonna be packed to the gills this year because I'm being a little bit more conservative with how I'm taking stuff. I take the lens hoods off so that it fits in my backpack better, but I utilize the space by packing a jacket or something else in it. And as I mentioned earlier, this lens hood for my 100 to 300 will fit perfectly around my bottle of protein. So I bought this Ben Rowe monopod at Allen's Camera because it's smaller, it's lighter, it's 3 clips. I don't like twisties. I always like flip locks. This is gonna come in handy if I wanna hang my camera upside down outside of the vehicle that we're on to allow me to get better pictures. And that's where all the clothes and extra stuff goes, that if something happens to it, it's not my gear, but it's my clothes. This bag is fantastic. This is the Press Pass 20 from ThinkTank. It's a great belt pack. You saw me wear it all year round when I'm shooting my 4x5 project. I take this everywhere I go when I'm shooting just to have extra accessories. Anything that I need to grab will go in here. This is great for being around my waist. But the most important thing to have is your backpack. This one is called the Backlight 36L. It is a Mindshift gear bag. It's made by ThinkTank. This will fit everything. I'll probably have about 50 pounds of gear in here. Also, my laptop will go in, but everything, not everything that you see here will fit, but I get a 400-2.8 in here. I'll get all of my 2 Sony bodies and 2 Canon bodies, along with my my Canon lenses. Everything will fit in here along with extra accessories. Then I will put the 100-300 in here. This is a glass limo from ThinkTank. Love this bag for bigger lenses. This will get my 100-300 plus some extra accessories that I need to carry onto the airplane. So this is my carry-on, this is my luggage that I carry, and this will go up above because I'm in first class, so it'll be able to go up above. I will also have a second one of these that I will give to a friend, which will take the 400-2.8 from Sony because I need help carrying that, and I'll give that to them and they can put their gear in it. So obviously this is a lot of stuff, but I have more people going. So it's very helpful to have the friends to be able to give them gear to help me take what I need. But I'm probably taking a similar amount to last year when it comes to equipment, if not just a little bit more, but it's more confined or distilled down to the stuff I know I need. There's lenses that I took last year, I didn't use at all. Don't need a 135 because I have a 100-300. So you just have to be smart about it. If you were traveling and you were going on a safari as an amateur, I think a 100-500 is probably the perfect lens for anybody. Grab an R6 Mark II or an R5 or whatever and take this and you're gonna be happy on safari. As a pro, I mean, all day with Canon, 400-2.8, 100-300, those 2 lenses are gonna be like 87 or 90% of your photos are gonna happen with these bad boys right here. So that's what I'm taking. If you've ever been on safari, let me know what you've taken. Leave some comments down below. I thank you guys very much for watching. I'll have some more footage from Kenya this time around. We're making an Ace Pro 2 product showcase, and I can't wait to share the images that I capture. Thank you guys very much for watching. Jared, PolinPhotoPhoto.com. See ya.